a review of virtual teaching. So this is the Wakelet collection that I curated. And again, Wakelet is the EdTech tool of the month. So you can actually collect information and put it into a Wakelet collection and share that out with your kids like a digital backpack for the week or for the day. So this is an agenda for me to go over for you on a little bit of a review on some helpful tips about the virtual classroom environment. So here's the agenda. We're going to circle back to some of the district resources where they are. They're in here as well. A document camera, a DIY document camera, how to upload files from your network or your desktop computer into Google Drive. Some helpful tips, timers. I know some people use timers. So I was going to show you some timers and a really cool tool called Classroom Screen and how to give student feedback. So remember, in virtual teaching, keep things simple. 4 steps: teach, do, meet, and evaluate, right? So you want to just keep things simple, and you still want to try to engage the kids. So you may have to like throw in a new tech tool, like you were saying before, like Kahoot or something, just to keep them engaged so they don't get bored. But these are some of the guides or the training material that was created with the virtual learning committee. So I linked that all in here so you can have this to go back to. And some virtual learning presentations here that were created from the virtual learning summer committee. The digital handbook for the students, you guys can take this and give this out to your students if you want. It's basically a Google slide presentation that goes over like etiquette, and if you have problems, network problems or any kind of tech issues, you know what to do. So it gives the kids a little bit of some type of structure. So for the virtual team, I gave out this file to all the team leaders, and then they distributed it out throughout their team. So you may want to check with the team leader to see if that even happened or not. It's just a reference guide. It's just a digital notebook for them. So you can check that out. So when I sent out that survey about some tech needs, some people inquired about a DIY document camera because you can't take home the document camera from school. So this video here actually goes over how you can use the external webcam that the school gave you for your desktop computer and turn that into a document camera. So you don't have to go out and buy anything. All you have to do is take home your webcam, hook it up to your laptop, and then change the camera settings either in Zoom or Screencastify, and then point the camera down to your desk and you have a document camera. So this video goes over all that. It's about 8 minutes. Another request was Google Drive upload. So some people need to get their files from their home drive or the network drive or their desktop into Google Drive. So this video here goes over how to upload them, all right? So what you do basically is you go to Drive. I'll show you real quick. All right, and the first thing that you want to do is check your settings. So you're going to click on the gear icon here, and you're going to go to settings, and you want to make sure that convert uploads is not checked, okay? So make sure it's not checked. Once you do that, I suggest that you create a folder in your drive called, network drive or desktop computer, whatever. And then you would just click new, and you would click folder, and you would give your folder a name. So we'll just call this demo for today. And you can see it created the folder. And now I'm going to double click inside the folder, and I'm going to click new file upload, or I can do folder upload if you have a lot of files in different folders that you need, and find the Word file that you want, or any type of file that you want to upload. So if I upload this file, it's a PDF file, or it's an image, it'll upload that into my drive. And now that way, when I'm home, I can access that file that was originally accessible only through school. So to upload all your files into Google Drive, you're going to want to perform or watch those videos here. And I'm not going to go over it with you because I created the tutorials. So if you need to do that, just watch these 2 videos. They're not long, maybe 5 minutes tops for both of them, okay? Mm-hmm. So timers. So I know, like, you know, we're so worked up in, you know, Zoom and opening up a new tab to our content, and we have a lot going on, but we want to make sure that we're managing our time, right? So try to use timers. And the easiest way to do that is if you go to google.com. So if I go to a new tab and I'm at Google and I just type here, or at the URL address bar, if I just set timer 10 minutes, okay, Google is going to give me a countdown timer. Okay, so you can use the search, Google search, as a timer. And that way you can present it in full screen. The kids can see the timer. They know how much time is left to work on something. And then you're ready to move on to the next thing. So timers, you want to use google.com and just type in set time and then the number of minutes. So that's a quick little tip. And then when the timer goes off, it's going to make a ding, ding, ding sound. So just so you know, the bell will ring. You won't go crazy looking for what, you know, thinking about what's that noise. So here's just a simple screenshot of it. This screenshot tells you that I set the timer for 15 minutes. Another cool little extension that you can download if you guys use Google Slides is Slides Timer. So this timer is an extension. So you have to go to the Chrome Web Store. So if I go to the Chrome Web Store and I search for Slides Timer, I can install it. Okay, and then once it's installed, it's going to look like an hourglass up top here on the extension area. A little trick here is if you don't see an extension that you installed, click on the puzzle piece here and then pin it to your pin it to the top of your browser. So just click on the push pin and it's a toggle, and you can see that it turns on and off. Okay, so that way you have easy access to it. All right, so you can pin it. So after you install it and you pin it, this only works in a Google Slide presentation. So if I open up a Google Slide presentation and I go to a new slide, and I'm just going to do this. All right, this Chrome extension is like a place mark. So if the format of it is to use the greater than and less than symbols, and then put the time of the timer in there, and then either plus or minus. So minus will signify that it's going to decrease, and plus will increase. And then you have to use the greater than symbols to close it. So let me make this a little bigger so you can see it. All right, is that better, Heather? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now I have this timer set for 5 minutes, and then I'll set another timer for 2 minutes, and I'll increase it. And now when I'm in present mode, I have my timers. So you can use timers this way as well. So if you're in Google Slides and you're using that all the time, this Chrome extension might be very helpful to you. So it's just another way of using a timer. Okay. All right. Now, the one tool that I really want to show you is this classroom screen. Okay, this is a really cool website that gives you so many free tools, and it's free. Okay, so you just you go to classroom screen, all right, and then you just hit launch classroom screen. You can create an account. If you create an account, you can save up to 3 different screens in here. And then, of course, there's a paid version. But you can change your background. So if you wanted to do that, you can. Let's just for time's sake, we'll just use a solid color. All right. Random names. So I can have a list. I can have up to 3 lists here, or 3 different classes of your student names, and then I can generate a random name. So let's just say I'll just put Tim. Okay, so I have my list, and if I hit choose, it'll go through a random name and it'll pick one. Okay, so that's pretty cool. If you create an account, you can save up to 3 lists under your account. So you don't have to always type it in. All right. The next one is dice. So I can roll the dice. I can roll, 1 die, 2 dice, or 3 dice. All right. This is good for probability or math, or if they want to, play a game with each other, they can do that too. All right, if I don't want to show the dice here, I can hit the X and it'll remove that from the screen. The sound level, this would be great if we were in class. It kind of detects the noise level of the classroom. So you can see here that, the noise level it's minimal right now because there's nobody in here. So that would be great if we were in person. Media, so you can create a screen like a welcome screen, and you can have the kids go to a specific, YouTube video, or check out this image and find, maybe play like I Spy, or find something within the image, and you can display that on the screen. So if I click on image, I don't know what's going to come up. And we'll do this one. All right, so I can display the image here, and I can tell the kids, find all the words that start with the letter P, and it's just like a little exercise. Or you can bring up like an art picture here, and you can have them look at it and study it for a little bit and interpret it and then discuss it. So it could be used as a prompt. All right. If I don't want to show it, I just hit X, it goes away. I can also show a YouTube video. I can use my webcam here. So this is a great, well, because I'm streaming the Zoom, but you might be able to, you have to try this and see if this would work. I zoom in. It may not, because I just tried it. But you have that option, and embed code is another option. If you're using QR codes, you can put QR codes in here. Again, the kids can take their phone and scan it, or take their Chromebook and scan it and go right to a website. So if you wanted the kids to go to, I don't know, one of the most common places that you want to, just say you want to take the kids through one of the parks, and you want them to measure how long it takes, or the distance between point A and point B, and how many steps, maybe they have to predict how many steps they're walking through that path, and you want them to go directly to that website, you can make this QR code go directly to that state park. That's what QR codes do. So that's cool. Now, one thing here is you can use Classroom Screen as a whiteboard. So now I know everybody's looking for whiteboards, right? So we can use Classroom Screen as a whiteboard. So what I can do is minimize this toolbar, and I can drag this over. See what I'm doing? Oops. I can drag it over. It doesn't want to drag. But I have like all the different color pencils here. All right, I can change my thickness of my line. And I can use this as a whiteboard, okay? And I can draw on it, and I can save this and share this with the kids if I wanted to. So this is another option for whiteboarding if you wanted to. There we go, there's full screen. So here's the full screen right above the trash can, Heather. All right, so you can use this with your iPad. It's a web-based program, so it's it's accessible on any device. And again, you can change the color of the pen, the thickness, and then you can just start typing. If you had like a touch screen, like I have a touch screen, so let's see.
Yeah.
See here.
Yeah. Yeah,
so there's my finger, and I'm drawing on it, and I can use this as a whiteboard. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind when you use this classroomscreen.com, because you know, it's pretty simple tool, but it has a lot to offer.
Definitely.
I can change the background. So if you wanted to, let me clear it out. See what I did here? I went to settings, and then I can change the background. So if you wanted the kids to make like a pattern and color these in, they can do that. You know, I can color these in if I wanted to and make some kind of pattern. So, you know, there's a lot of potential here with this. It's just applying it to your needs. When you sign in and create an account for this, you get to the opportunity to save it. So you can save your whiteboard. But I'm not signed in, so that's why this is all grayed out over here. So that's whiteboarding. All right, and now I'm going to share, oops, I'm going to open up my bar. All right, so that's the draw tool. All right, again, click on it and full screen it to make it a whiteboard. Okay, and then X to get out of it. I can put text boxes on here. So just imagine if this was part of my whiteboard, I can have, you know, a welcome message here. I can have a message for them to analyze or interpret the picture that I have on the screen, you know. Be prepared for a discussion. So you can really use this for, you know, when the kids start coming in and, you know, getting them ready for the day. And if I wanted to add another text box, I just click on it and add another one. You can see there's a number 2 here, and I can, you know, format this information. You know, I have a toolbar up here, and I could format it. I can actually add, you know, mathematical symbols. So if you're a math teacher, you can add formulas in here. So there's a lot of potential with this. Work symbols is more like, you know, basically telling them something without saying it. So here you got silence. You want them to whisper. This, again, is more for like if you're in class. All right, so you may want to show this, work together, and have them work together in small groups, you know, but that's something that is more geared for, I think, in person or face-to-face. The traffic light, this can be used for, you know, behavior. If you're on red, you're done. Yellow, caution, green, you're all good to go. So, you know, you can configure it in here with the background colors, but you don't really have to. This is just appearances. That's all it is. All right, everybody's good to go. Everyone's listening, being attentive. Up, we got a few people that need to be muted. Or this, you can actually put this for maybe a specific student or a group of students if you wanted. And then red, that's it, you're done. We need to talk about your behavior. So you can use this traffic light for individuals or for a whole group. And again, if I tap it, another one will come up. If I hit the X, it'll go away. So you can have multiple traffic lights on here if you wanted to. All right, here's another timer. So you have another timer in classroom screen. And this one seems to be, you know, easier. You can set it. Ooh, sorry, that was really loud.
It wasn't too loud on this end.
Oh, it was loud over here. But, you know, you can set the timer, all right? And then you hit play and it'll end up, you know, counting down, okay? So you have another timer here. Stopwatch, this might be cool if you wanted your kids to run a sprint outside and come back in and have them just stop the timer and tell you the time, you know, something like that. You have a clock, so you can leave the clock posted and you can, you know, tell them, okay, class is over at, you know, 10:30. It's, you know, you have to configure it for 24 hours. So here's 24 hours. So you can just say, up, class is over at 1:30. We got 15 minutes, almost 15 minutes left. So you can leave the clock on. So you can use this as like a virtual classroom or welcome board or whatnot. And then you got your calendar. So, you know, this is a really simple tool that I think has a lot of power to it. But if you sign in, then you get to save this. So let me see if I log in. I log in with Google. All right, so I don't know if it's saved it. Yeah, it didn't save my screen. So I have to log in first and then start adding objects to the screen, okay? And then once I do that, then it'll save this screen on my account. All right, if I don't want the screen anymore, I just hit delete and it's done. You can add, you know, this group maker is pretty cool because it'll actually take your kids from your list and it'll create random groups. Okay. I haven't figured out how, like, add a poll. I think that's more for, like, it might be an upgrade because I didn't figure out how to share the screen with the kids unless you just take it from here. I didn't test that part yet. So you can use this as like an area that displays information for the kids to direct them to do something. But you would have to take the URL of the screen and actually maybe this URL, and let's see if it'll work and see if the kids can actually access it. Let me see. Yeah, it's a different screen. So I didn't test that part, but that's something that we can work on later. So that's pretty cool, isn't it, Heather?
Yeah, that might even be worth if they can give us the upgraded version of that. It's got a lot to it.
Yeah, and it's simple. Like, it's a very clean, simple interface. It's not hard. Yeah, definitely. You know, and you can customize it. Like this background, you can put, you know, you can put a person doing an exercise or something in here, or a park or whatnot. You know, you can customize everything. So this is really, I like it. You know,
Yeah,
it's not,
good.
it's a really, it's a tool that you can definitely utilize. So that's classroom screen. And then in classroom screen, they do have like a learn area. So I put that link in the Wakelet. Just to wrap it up, I know we have to give feedback to students. So a few things here that I thought was worth mentioning was an online voice recorder, because sometimes when we give feedback, like we have to give feedback to so many kids, that could take a long time to type, and you know, every keystroke or click that you do takes time. So what you can do is use this tool called Online Voice Recorder, and what it's going to do is it will allow you to record. Let's see if it does it. I'm not sure because I'm zooming. I don't see the line moving too much. Oh, maybe because I'm talking too low. Let's see what happens. So it'll record, and then it will, I can save this file now. I can trim it if I wanted to trim it. Okay. I can play it again, or I can save it. So when you save it, it downloads it to your local computer. So at that point, you have to either upload it to Drive and share it with the kids through Drive, through a link. So you can do that. Or you can use, so you put the link in Google Classroom or in your on-course assignment. So it's not really it's a good tool, but because it downloads the file, you still have to upload it to Drive and share the link with them so that they can listen to it. So it might not be the most efficient tool to use, but it's still an option. Flipgrid is always a great tool. You create a grid and prompt them with a video prompt, and then the kids will give you their response, and you can provide feedback in there. So Flipgrid's another tool that you can use for feedback. This Mote Chrome extension, so this one is actually a really great extension. I highly recommend that you download it. If you go to the Chrome Web Store and you download Mote, what it's going to do is, let me go into here. If I add a comment to any Google Doc and I hit comment, see the Mote icon?
Mm-hmm.
The Mote icon, if I click on it, it's going to record my message. And I got to sign in. Hold on, sorry. Okay, so what it's going to do, let's see if it goes through it now. So I highlight the information that I want to leave feedback on for the students, and I hit comment, and the Mote extension shows up. Okay, so now I just click on it, and I am automatically recording. Okay, it's recording my comment. You can see I have a timer, so I have a limit, and I'm going to hit done, and it gives you a link. Okay, and this is the link that the students would have to click on to listen to the voice feedback. So if I hit play here, do you hear it?
No.
Okay, I hear it. So that's all you have to do with Mote. So Mote's a really great extension to leave feedback. And what's nice about this is that you can leave feedback to students in Google Classroom with Mote as well. As long as you see a little M here, As long as you see a little M, wherever you see a little M when you're leaving comments or feedback, you can use Mote. Okay, so I think it's a great simple extension that you can install and use and save a lot of time when you're grading or giving kids feedback. Okay, so Mote's a great Chrome extension. And again, Screencastify. I know everybody has been using Screencastify, but you can use Screencastify to leave to create a webcam video and share that link with your students, via Google Classroom or on-course Classroom. So you can, as long as you take the recording and make it shareable in Drive and copy the link and have it placed someplace where they can access it, the students can hear it. So Screencastify is another option. You just want to make sure that the link to the video is unlisted. It's not public. And yeah, so those are some ways you can give feedback to the kids and hopes that it won't take too long to provide to them, because typing it all in for 100 kids or 80 kids, it's a lot. So if you can do an audio feedback, it would be easier and it would be more efficient. So you can do that. And then what I'll do too is I'll create like a Flipgrid for everybody. And what I try to do with Flipgrid is prompt you guys, and then once you give me a response, I'll give you feedback in Flipgrid so you can see how that workflow goes as well. So there's a lot of different ways to do things. As long as you find one way that is easy for you and you feel comfortable with, then you just stick with it. Everybody's going to do things different. You have to find your niche and your way and make it work for you. Not, somebody may be using Screencastify, but that tool may not work for you. So you want to use a different tool, and that's fine. There's no right or wrong way of doing things.